Good afternoon, my name is Elisa Calusa and today I'm going to talk about a niche tour addressed to all kinds of people, but with special regard to people with reduced mobility. Who said reduced mobility would prevent people from trying active tourism? An example of active tourism is the Way of St. James. The Way of St. James is the most famous pilgrimage routes in the world, and it is recommended that everyone should walk the path at least once in their life. But the Way of St. James is not for everybody, because travelers interested in this kind of trip must take into account physical preparation and have a lot of energy. The objective of the tour we created is to prove this wrong and make the path suitable for everybody, regardless of their physical conditions. Let's start by introducing the destination we are going to visit. We can say the Way of St. James is not a single path, but rather it's divided into many stages and offers different variations. In the picture, we can see some of the possible variations of the French Way. That is the most common route to reach Santiago de Compostela and the easiest to walk through. Moreover, it is listed in World Heritage List by UNESCO. Other popular pilgrimage routes are the original way, the Portuguese way, and the Northern Way. The pilgrimages were common since the Middle Ages, but the path existing nowadays dates back to an ancient Roman trade route. As you can see, the symbol of the Way of St. James is the scallop shelf. The tour is oriented to offer help and assistance in organizing the trip and traveling through the route, which otherwise could be quite challenging considering the many problems that a person with reduced mobility could face during the trip. Anyway, the tour is open to everybody, which means that anyone can join on the condition of accepting to travel with other people facing challenges. This demands for some empathy from the tour participants and a compromise to experience a different kind of trip that can involve traveling at a slower pace or the impossibility of visiting certain spots which are not accessible to everybody. The target is to bring together a group of around 15 people, with a person with reduced mobility out of 2. All this brings us to talk about the values that stand behind this project: equality, inclusiveness, solidarity, unity, and sharing. Equality is nowadays recognized as a very important value by the tourism industry, after being ignored for many years during the time in which traveling was not viable for people with special needs. Now we can say that almost anyone can enjoy traveling, thanks to the growing inclusiveness of the tourism sector and to the solidarity towards those people that have to make a great effort to plan their holidays due to their physical challenges. The aim of the tour is to bring together all kinds of people with the common goal of reaching Santiago de Compostela while traveling together, sharing the experience with companions, and feel the unity between them. The itinerary of the tour is based on the accessibility of the different stages of the route. It is possible to find information about it on the Guide for the Accessible Way of St. James, elaborated by Predif. 23 out of 33 of the stages of the French Way were analyzed, and 12 of them were declared accessible for wheelchair users. These 12 stages correspond to the stops of our tour. The tour includes a lot of services that allow travelers to enjoy the trip without worrying too much about the organization, because we plan everything down to the details. The package includes a preparation phase prior to departure, consisting in information giving and a personalized physical training. All transfers from and to the airport, return flight ticket, and local transfers on motor coach are included, as well as accommodation, insurance, a professional guide, and for those who have reduced mobility, there are hand bikes available to be used during the trip. The tour doesn't include meals, which means that every participant will purchase them on his own. In this picture, you can see an example of a hand bike. What makes the tour a high-quality tourism product is the professional staff hired to offer the best experience possible. The tour guides are specialized and have a great knowledge about the Way of St. James. They are also qualified as tour guides working with people with reduced mobility, which means that they know how to physically prepare wheelchair users before the trip, and they also know how to assist them in case of having any issues with the use of hand bikes. And that concludes the presentation of this niche tour. I hope you have found it interesting and thank you for your attention.